Here, I got an idea. What is up, everybody? It's Mars Sports. We're live. And I haven't posted in like forever, but I'm gonna address something real quick before we start. The videos that I said I'd post, like on the pics, they take way too long to upload. To be honest with you, and like they're a pain in the butt. Like I tried to upload one like a week ago. It did not freaking upload. It was so long. YouTube's uploading, mobile uploading, it's complete dog crap. So yeah. That's why I've not been uploading on Mars Sports Pics. I will upload pics as the like archive, like just let's see if it aged well and all that. Yeah, I did have some that aged well, but some did not age well. Yeah. Anyways, today, now that the college football regular season's over, we get sorry, we get playoff season and we get bowl season after the conference championships this weekend. So yeah, but let's do this. We're gonna talk about we're gonna go through my bowl projections because yes, I made my own bowl projections because I'm a super freak. But yeah, anyway. So in that, because what else am I gonna do with my life? Excuse me. But today, we're gonna be looking at bowl projections. I made these. I looked up other bowl projections, but I mainly made mine personal. I didn't copy off someone else. I copied like the format, like a Sunbelt team plays a Mountain West team or whatever, or stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, let's do this. But yeah, basically a lot of websites, what they do, a lot of sporting websites, what they do is they basically predict which bowl game each team's going to be in, who they're playing against. And I want to do one of my own. So yeah. Anyway, let's do this. So keep in mind, I'm not an expert. These are just my personal predictions. Yeah. But let's do this. All right. Go. So here are all the bowl eligible teams. I went by every conference. The reason why they're underlined is because that's a process of elimination thing for me. Like if I had underlined, I already had a bowl game set for them. So I already double checked everything. If I have an error, I apologize. All the bowl eligible teams, you have Army, Tulane, Navy, Memphis, East Carolina, USF, UTSA, North Texas, SMU, Clemson, Miami of Florida, Syracuse, Louisville, Georgia Tech, Duke, Boston College, Virginia Tech, NC State, Pitt, North Carolina, Cal, Arizona State, Colorado, Iowa State, BYU, Baylor, TCU, Texas Tech, Kansas State, West Virginia, Oregon, Penn State, Indiana, Ohio State, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, Rutgers, USC, Washington, Nebraska, Texas, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss, Missouri, South Carolina, Texas A&M, Florida, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, Boise State, UNLV, Colorado State, Fresno State, San Jose State, Ohio, Miami, Ohio, Buffalo, Bowling Green, Western Michigan, Northern Illinois, Toledo, Jacksonville State, Sam Houston, Western Kentucky, Liberty, Washington State, Marshall, Georgia Southern, James Madison, Coastal Carolina, Louisiana, Arkansas State, Texas State, South Alabama, and Notre Dame and UConn. Those are already bowl eligible teams. We're going to go through every single freaking bowl eligible team there is. So yeah, let's do this. There you go. Now I can see. Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw it first, but let's see. Did y'all see it first? Oh, it was blacked out. But hey, review like us. Yeah, sorry, I did not realize it was blacked out. But yeah. Anyways, this. Let me put the live stream on the background, not with audio, obviously, but like just so I can see if everything's working still. Plus, I get the viewer. It's my own viewer, but it's just me, but still. Anyways, let's freaking do this, shall we? All right, let's start off with the bowls. We're gonna start off with the playoff ones. So I'll just go down the list. Oh shoot, I probably shouldn't have. Okay, anyways, for the round one, the playoffs. Some of these are prediction based. I don't know who's gonna win and all that. Obviously, all this is prediction based, but some of them, yeah. Miami playing at Texas. I think they'll make the playoffs still. I know they just lost to Syracuse, but I think they'll make the playoffs over Bama and South Carolina and Ole Miss. Certainly hope they do. I just don't want Bama getting in. That's all. I have Boise State, Ohio State. I feel like the Big 12 champion, which will be Arizona State, I think, is going to jump Boise State. Boise State's been playing a lot of closer games lately, and I feel like that's going to tank their ranking a little bit. Not by much, but still. But I think they'll play at Ohio State. Tennessee will play at Notre Dame. Indiana will play at Penn State. No, another thing about Boise State, it's just hard to see a group of 5 team being ranked above the Big 12 representative. But what do I know? Anyways, there's that. I do think Boise State's one of the best group of 5 teams I've seen in a long time. Probably the best since UCF back in 2017. Yeah, and actually, Tulane was really good in 2022. I saw him beat USC at the Cotton Bowl. That was awesome. Anyways, for the Peach, I think Texas will beat Miami. Ohio State will beat Boise State. Tennessee will beat Notre Dame, and Penn State will beat Indiana. In the Rose Bowl, I have Oregon and Texas playing. I think Oregon will play in the Rose Bowl. It seems like a good place for them since they used to play. Since they used to be a Pac-12 versus Big Ten thing. Now it doesn't really matter anymore. It's the playoffs. SMU, I think, will take on Ohio State in the Peach Bowl. I think they actually do jump Georgia just because I think Georgia's ranked. I think SMU, if they beat Clemson, I think they'll get ranked higher. But I think they will beat Clemson. SMU is underrated, bro. Do not sleep on SMU. I think them and Notre Dame are honestly equally as good, maybe even better than Notre Dame, honestly. Georgia, I think, will get the 3rd seed. I think they will play Tennessee in the Sugar Bowl. SMU, I think, will be in the Peach Bowl. I think that's a good place for them. Georgia will play in the Sugar Bowl and Tennessee rematch, by the way. And Arizona State will play Penn State in the Fiesta Bowl. This seems like a good place for Arizona State to play at. And then I think Oregon is going to win, Georgia's going to win, Penn State's going to win, and Ohio State's going to win. Although Ohio State could lose at the first round. Let's be real. I have Oregon playing Penn State in the Cotton Bowl. Georgia and Ohio State playing in the Orange Bowl. By the way, I will be going to the Cotton Bowl. So yeah, if y'all see me there, say hi. Or feel free to say hi. I think Oregon beats Penn State. That'll be a Big Ten championship rematch. I think Georgia will beat Ohio State. And I think Oregon wins the national championship. Let's be honest with you. I might be praising Georgia a little too hard, like getting a little generous on Georgia, but hey, I think they usually come out strong. Yeah. Anyways, let's do this. Yes, you're going to see the first bowl game. I think starting off with the Bahamas. Oh, sorry, these are just in random kind of in order, but like they kind of jump around a bit. Let's be real. So let's start off with the Bahamas Bowl. I have Bowling Green playing Liberty. Both these teams, I mean, Bowling Green played really close to like Penn State and Texas A&M. Liberty, some people thought would make the playoffs this year because they made the Fiesta Bowl last year being undefeated. Even though they got smacked by Oregon. I think Liberty though they had a few losses. They had that crazy loss to Kennesaw State, which is pretty wild. They also had that loss against Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State went undefeated in their conference, by the way, in the CSA. That's why they're in the championship. Actually, no. No, that's not right. Sorry. They lost to Western Kentucky, but they're rematching Western Kentucky this weekend after they played them last weekend. So yeah, but Jacksonville State was only lost one conference game all year. And then you have and Liberty also lost to Sam Houston in the regular season finale. So yeah, but Liberty, I think they're still a solid team. I don't think they're amazing, like the other. Well, actually, they're okay. I believe like a B- tier team. It's a group of 5 team. I can't really say much about them, but yeah. Moving on, the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Now it's ACC versus Big Ten. I thought it was ACC, SEC. I think they might have changed it though. And Michigan, Louisville playing. Michigan just got that big win against Ohio State. I think that will jump honestly to a better bowl, but both of them than they were originally supposed to be in. Louisville, on the other hand, they had a decent season. I mean, they beat Clemson, but they had a few losses too. But I think Louisville will end up in a solid bowl game. And the Duke's Mayo Bowl. That game is I believe that's at Bank of America Stadium, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I remember one year they played really early and like had a really early start time. So, anyways, moving on. Sorry. All right, okay. Now we have the First Responder Bowl. Kansas State played Oklahoma. I know it's kind of a weird one, but like honestly, I think the bowl committee could consider. I think they could put OU and playing an old in conference opponent, which would be K State in this case. I think they'll get the at large in this case. I think because I originally had Arkansas here, but I switched Arkansas and Oklahoma. I switched Arkansas to the bowl game. I originally put OU in because Arkansas beat Tennessee, who's ranked higher than Alabama, who Oklahoma beat. So I think that's going to impact things a little bit. But I think Kansas State will play Oklahoma. Kansas State had a. I mean, would it really need this? Was it really that? I mean, I feel like Kansas State probably had to win the Big 12. I think it was one of like a billion teams that could win the Big 12. Fortunately, they had a few losses this year, but they still had a good year. Avery Johnson is some of the best hair I've ever seen. So, yeah. OU, they're barely eligible because they beat Bama. They're 6-6, but like it was their first year in the SEC. I can't really like dog them too much. I mean, plus their offense was pretty much invisible the whole year. Yeah, although they played really good offense in the first half against LSU, but LSU shut them out at the end. So yeah, but Oklahoma, my dog is scratching at my door. I'm doing a freaking video right now or live stream. God, it's so loud outside. Good lord. Oklahoma though, I mean, they could be the case. They, I don't know. It's really to show. Can you? What else you want? Hello. Good night. Ow. Yeah, I'm good. So my dog good night, I guess. Yeah. It's just like good night, girl. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, that's a dude. It's a boy, not a girl. So that wouldn't make any sense. Anyways, I think Oklahoma will face K-State. I think it'd be pretty cool to see a Big 12 rematch. So, yeah. Or an old Big 12 team facing old in conference opponent. So, yeah. Anyways, the Gainer Bowl. The gang. The Gainer Bowl. Excuse me, the Gator Bowl. South Carolina versus Syracuse. I think this is actually a really good matchup because South Carolina, I knew honestly, I had a feeling they were way better. I had to be, and during the season, I had a feeling they were like way better than people thought they were because they had some close losses. Let's be real. I mean, besides the Ole Miss game, which was Ole Miss was put out the raid, they lost to LSU, the Tigers. They had a really close game against Bama and a really close game against LSU. And honestly, for a lot of penalties, South Carolina probably won that game. And I'm just going to be honest with you, as an LSU fan, see right here, I'm an LSU fan. I think South Carolina should have won that game because, like, they got screwed over. Let's be real. But I'm glad LSU won that still. Yeah. I knew they were underrated. And people thought I made a pick a few weeks ago. I picked South Carolina beat OU. Only a third of the website picked them to beat OU. And look, they beat OU pretty well, actually, too. But South Carolina, though, I think they're really good. They could make the playoffs. I don't think they are, but like, it's just I don't think they're gonna put them over Bama or Ole Miss. Yeah, but South Carolina is really good this year. I can definitely see they'll be in the playoffs next year. And Syracuse, on the other hand, they just got a big win against Miami. Potentially knocking them out of the playoffs. I don't think they still get a spot, but still, Syracuse has been underrated all season. I mean, they had some really good wins, like that Miami win, and they beat UNLV. You're like, oh, it's a group of 5. No, it's one of the best group of 5 teams out there, bro. And on the road, too. They beat UNLV, who's ranked now, who could make the playoffs, by the way, if they beat Boise State on Friday night. So, yeah, there's that. I think Syracuse I think this will be a good matchup. Moving on, the Alamo. Okay, this one's really weird. This one has Colorado playing BYU. You might be thinking, that's an in-conference matchup. Well, there's not really that many Pac-12 teams or former Pac-12 teams. There's a billion Pac-12 tie-ins, but there's only 2 Pac-12 teams. Only one is bowl eligible. That's Washington State, and Washington State fell off at the end of the season. But I believe former Pac-12 teams can get into Pac-12 games or Pac-12 bowl game, Pac-12 affiliated bowl games, just because that conference has ceased out of nowhere or into nothing almost. I thought they were redeeming themselves, I guess, with adding a few teams in the next few years. but I think Colorado will take that Pac-12 spot. I think BYU will also make the bowl game, Alamo Bowl. I think this will be a really good matchup. Colorado had a really good year this year. I know they lost to Kansas in that match, and then Kansas was really hot, and then they got smacked by Baylor in the last week, so they aren't bowl eligible. So that kind of sucks for them, but can't lose all those games, bro. No matter how close they are. Colorado, I think the Alamo Dome is actually a really good finish for them. Considering they're 4-8 last year, I think they were the last in conference, yeah, in the Big Ten, or not Big Ten, Pac-12 last year, yeah. BYU, on the other hand, came out pretty much came out of nowhere. They're really good. I mean, they had some really good wins. Like they beat K-State, I believe. I think they beat K-State. They beat SMU. I mean, SMU's only lost so far this year. They've had a really good season. I know they lost to Kansas and Arizona State, but outside of that, they've been really good. So, yeah. But that's what I think we'll put down overall. I think that'd be a really good match. By the way, these two teams have not played yet this season, by the way. Just want to let you know that. Military Bowl, we have NC State versus Army. NC State, I mean, they were kind of a disappointment this year. Like, I didn't expect to make the playoffs. Right now. I thought they'd like a 9-3, 8-14. They're 6-6. I mean, that's not terrible, but like pretty mid, if you ask me. I know their quarterback had some injury issues. I believe he retired mid-season, which that kind of sucks. But unfortunately, people can't control that, like with injuries and all that. Forces you to retire, I guess. Yeah, that's why Kurt Busch retired in NASCAR after he got injured. So, NC State though, they beat North Carolina, so they are bowl eligible. North Carolina was already bowl eligible. Yeah. NC State will play Army. Army has had a really good season. Besides that game against Notre Dame, which they got killed in, but Notre Dame's out for blood at this point after they lost to NIU to start in the second game of the year. But Army, there's potential they can make the playoffs still. I doubt they will. The only way I can see that happening is if UNLV beats Boise State and they win Army wins the ACC or the AAC, sorry, American Athletic Conference. But I don't think they're making the playoffs. I think they'll get a bowl game against a Power 4 opponent. So yeah, I think that's a good finish for them. Considering like last year they're like pretty mid. Yeah. Arizona Bowl. Yeah, wasn't this the one that was broadcasted on freaking Barstool last year? This one, I think I have Colorado State and North NIU in this one. I mean, Colorado State, they're really good in conference, and they lost. I think Fresno State lost to. I don't know. I don't know if that's who they lost to, but I think that's it. That's what I remember. I think. But Colorado State, they've had a pretty good year. They had a rough out of conference going, but then they got things got going once they got in conference games. Yeah. And on the other hand, I mean, yeah, they were ranked at one point after they beat Notre Dame in that crazy game. But then they kind of just ended like every other match. Like they kind of just fell out of relevancy, to be honest with you. I mean, they still had 7-5 and ain't bad, but like I thought they honestly thought they had a shot making the playoffs, but like but I guess they put all their stuff out to Notre Dame. So yeah, but still really good season for Northern Illinois, considering they beat freaking Notre Dame. Yeah, but I think they'll end up in a bowl game against Colorado State, and they're always legendary for doing that, for beating Notre Dame. Pop-Tarts Bowl, I don't know. I swear I saw this in another projection too. But this just seems like it fits. Like in the Pop-Tarts Bowl, which used to be the Cheez-It Bowl, but now it's the Pop-Tarts Bowl because now they have the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl because that exists. Sponsors. Oh, the Cheez-It Bass are pretty cool. Oh, Pop-Tarts Bowl. I have Iowa State and Clemson playing. Iowa State, they've had a really good year. They lost 2 games, but that was like to Texas Tech, who at one point Tech had some really close games this year, and then they lost to Kansas, who was ranked opponents left and right at that point. But then they finished the season pretty strong, and I think let's see. Hold up. Sorry, very loud. Anyways, Iowa State, they've been really good this year. So, and Clemson, I mean, they'll end up in the playoffs. They win their conference, but the SMU. But I think Clemson has had a pretty good year. I mean, they had a really bad loss to Georgia to start the year, but then they had a big winning streak. And they lost to Louisville and they lost to South Carolina. So yeah, but Clemson, they still made the conference championship because Miami lost their last game to Syracuse, and South Carolina's not in the ACC, so kind of not count towards their conference records. Yeah, but Clemson, they still try to make the playoffs. Maybe my preseason pick to win the ACC will actually be true. So preseason half, I think I had Georgia win the SEC, Oregon win the Big Ten, Utah win the Big 12. That flopped, and Clemson win the ACC. In the group of 5, I think I picked Tulane or App State. App State was not a good. I think I originally picked App State and I switched to Tulane. Yeah, but Tulane almost did. I mean, they could if they didn't lose to Memphis in their last game, maybe, and if they would have beat Kansas State. But then, yeah, BYU or not BYU, Clemson. They've been good this season. This just fits. I think I would say Clemson would just fit as a good matchup. It just sounds like it makes sense. But yeah, that'll be at Campbell World Stadium. New Mexico Bowl have Fresno State versus Arkansas State. Fresno State, I mean, they're okay this year. They're 6-6. I mean, also there's Jake Haener, Derek Carr's alma mater. 2 Saints quarterbacks, by the way. Yeah, but Fresno State, they've been okay this year. I mean, they had that one game against Michigan. Actually both these teams lost to Michigan. The Arkansas State was actually played pretty close, though. I don't know about Fresno State. I forgot. So, Arkansas State, what's their record again? Are they like a 7-5? Yeah, they're 7-5. They're all right. So, I think these two teams fit together as a bowl game. Yeah. I get the Pinstripe Bowl featuring Nebraska versus Boston College. By the way, 2 former NFL head coaches are face off. Matt Rule versus Bill O'Brien. Nebraska, they've had some brutal losses. Well, brutally close losses this year, so I'd say. But Nebraska, I mean, they almost beat Ohio State, and that was probably the highlight. Well, I don't know about that. Nebraska, that could have been highlight the season they beat them, yeah. Nebraska, I mean, sorry, I'm really thirsty. I had McDonald's earlier. Yeah. But Nebraska, they had a good start to their season. I mean, they beat Colorado. And so Colorado's slow start to the season, but still beating Colorado's pretty cool. It was a big deal for them. And then they had some really close losses, like there's some really against Ohio State, Iowa, and some others. Yeah, but Nebraska, they did better last year, but at the same time, I feel like they fell a little short of expectations. But it wasn't bad. It's not a bad season. I mean, just like the first time Nebraska was bowl eligible in a while. Yeah. Boston College, on the other hand, they did all right this season. Both these teams are ranked at one point. Boston College was ranked after they beat Florida State when people thought Florida State was actually a good team, but they sucked. That's before they won. That's before people found out they actually sucked. But for Florida State, Boston College though, on the other hand, they went all right this year. They had a decent season. I believe it's the first season under Bill O'Brien. So yeah, well, there's that. At the Fenway Bowl, I believe it. If that's at Fenway Park, I believe it. Roush Fenway, Roush Fenway Pulaski, I guess. Georgia Tech versus Memphis. Honestly, I kind of want to see Georgia Tech and Texas Tech face off. It's kind of random. Georgia Tech, though, they beat Miami and they almost beat Georgia. That was a crazy game, by the way. And Texas Tech beat Iowa. So they both handed undefeated teams their first losses undefeated for a long time. I just don't think it's going to work out. necessarily, but I mean, it could happen. So Georgia Tech, though, I mean, they had some. I wish they would have beat Georgia. That would have been so funny. But that would have been Bama got the playoffs, but still. Georgia Tech, though, they definitely have a bright future ahead of them. I think they had a solid season being 7-5. And I think this team has a lot of potential. Like Haynes Keene's pretty good, and all that. And I think, and honestly, I think next year, I think it starts next year where the Georgia Tech's going to be in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, which is the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Sorry, which by the way, I feel like that's just a home game for Georgia Tech every year because it's basically across the street or in the same city at least. But but Georgia Tech though they were pretty good this season. And definitely have a lot of great seasons coming in front of them. Memphis, they're ranked at one point too after they beat Florida State. Of course, that's before everyone found out they were trash. Yeah. Well, I'm Florida State. So I did it again. Okay. Well, Georgia Tech, though, they're pretty good this year. Memphis, on the other hand, they're underrated. I mean, they're ranked now in the AP poll. And they knocked off Tulane, basically ending their playoff chances. They only had 2 losses. I think they come against Army and someone else. I think I forgot who else, but I think it was UTSA. I think they lost to. Yeah, but Memphis has been good this year. I think they end up in the bowl game. Georgia Tech. I've never seen Memphis win the Cotton Bowl years ago. Went against Penn State. I was actually Jock was actually at that game too. We actually saw each other in the parking lot. Yeah. And so the same day LSU played OU in the Peach Bowl where we smacked them. And now we just play OU as an in-conference game. It's kind of weird how it changes in so many years, I guess. Yeah, there's that Holiday Bowl. I have this one. I had to cheat a little bit. I have North Carolina and UConn playing in it. It's one of those matches where like there's not enough Pac-12 teams that can fill in it because let's be real, the Pac-12 teams. I mean, Washington. So I had to thought about the Alamo Bowl. Dude, Washington 6-6. I don't think that qualifies for the Alamo Bowl. UCLA is not bowl eligible. USC is what else? USC. I don't think they're gonna end up in that big. They're not gonna end up in the Alamo Bowl. They weren't even that good this season. They're okay. I mean, that's a close game, and their best win game is LSU though. Let's be real. Yeah. And Utah was trash this year. I mean, they fell way short of expectations. Colorado's. I think that's why I put Colorado in that. Colorado, I'm putting that in that game. I think they qualify for it. Who else? Cal's not. I don't think Cal's going to make the Alamo Bowl. Oregon's in the playoffs. Arizona State's probably going to might make the playoffs if they beat Iowa State. If not, they probably end up in the if not, they probably end up in the Alamo Bowl. Who else? Arizona was trash. They fell way short of expectations too. Stanford sucks. At least their team did. Their football team did. They were very good this year. I mean, they had that one win against Syracuse, but outside that, nothing really. They got beat by San Jose State. Like, come on, bro. And did they need to go to the Mountain West? Put Washington State in the ACC. I'm kidding. Yeah. But there's that. So I don't really have any choices for the Pac-12. UConn, though, I mean, I know they're independent. They did pretty good this season. They actually had a good record. They went 8-4. They had a pretty good season. They had some competitive games, too. I think they had a pretty competitive game with Syracuse, I believe. Yeah. I think they end up in this full game. I think they'll because they have to fill in. I think there'll be like a fill in here. North Carolina, on the other hand, I know they're firing their coach, but they went 6-6. That honestly, not that shocked. I mean, because they're in Drake May. They didn't have Drake May anymore. And Max Johnson, their starting quarterback, was injured pretty much the whole season. I mean, they had to play like 3 snaps and then he got injured. Max Johnson was the quarterback at LSU. He kind of sucked, let's be real. But to be fair, he was younger at the time. But yeah, he's probably improved at least. Yeah, but North Carolina though, and UConn have been the Holiday Bowl, the Vegas Bowl. I have Vandy and USC. It would be very fun. It would be very funny if you put LSU and USC in this bowl game because LSU and USC played in Vegas to start the season, and they might be able to play it in Vegas in the season. The exact same thing, by the way. Vandy had their best season in a long time. I mean, now they went 6-6, but they had some really close games. Like they played, like they beat Bama, of course. That was amazing, and then they almost beat Texas. Yeah, I mean they had a few losses. They're pretty good teams. I mean, besides Georgia State, that was pretty random. But they beat Virginia Tech start of the season, of course. They beat Bama. Actually had that game. Actually led the whole game, I believe. Yeah. There's that. Diego Pavia is really good, and I think that team is definitely got a bright future ahead of them. Wow, my phone's vibrating a lot, very loudly. And USC, on the other hand, they'd be good, but after to be LSU because I thought, well, LSU is pretty good, but like, yeah, I fell off, but still. USC, we had some close games. Like, you almost beat Penn State. You had a chance to get Notre Dame. And at the end of the day, and then he lost like to Michigan, I believe Minnesota as well. Are they doing the? Is it the Santa thing? Where the Santa comes on the. If y'all remember that live stream in 2021, I probably don't. I don't know that maybe I watched it, but the freaking sirens came by and it was just Santa on the freaking. It was just Santa on the freaking thing on the on the fire truck. So, yeah, maybe I kind of live stream again. Yeah. Let me double check though. I mean, they're going for a neighborhood, so it's probably to come in a bit. Anyways, USC though, they've been okay. I mean, they benched Miller Moss, who's transferring, by the way. Yeah. So Miller Moss is also who's good. Yeah. Whereas there's that. In USC's that Pac-12 team, by the way. Liberty Bowl, I have Missouri and TCU. Missouri, yeah, they went 9-3. Like it feels like, but they had some really brutal losses. Like the one against A&M was brutal. That they got shut out by Bama, bro. Like, come on, and they lost Sacramento too. But I mean, they've been okay this year. I mean, or pretty good, I guess. They had some close games. It feels like they could have a worse record, but still. Anyways, they're coming by. There's that. I didn't even know they were coming, and I did not know they were coming in that day as well in 2021. There's that. So I'm gonna go see if Santa's out there, and then I'll cover TCU, I guess. I'll be back. A school bus? Where the heck are they? Oh, no, that's not it. Is that my neighbor? thought I saw my neighbor just now. Yeah. Oh my God. Sorry, I say it all the time. There they are. Should I record for y'all? Why not? I'll record for y'all. In fact, I'll turn it off. Yo, is it Santa? Here, I'll I can see it happen. Well, I'll get my dock like this, but who cares? Y'all see this? They playing music? There he is. Santa, give me presents, bro. Hey, I'm waving at you. Can you see me? Hello, I'm waving at you. Oh, Merry Christmas, gang. All right, talk about that. What is up? I'll show y'all what happened. I don't know if y'all saw anything, but yeah, I did not plan for that to happen. Here we are. I don't know if y'all heard the sirens. Oh, y'all heard. Okay. Here, I'll show you the video. This is what my live stream gets interrupted with for a good reason, obviously. I'll stop sharing for a second. Wow, it's really dark. Oh my God, it's really dark. Why is my phone? Okay. Yes, I had the CW app because I watch NASCAR. Yeah, should I just dissipate the brightness completely? There we go. A little mood lighting. Anyways, Oh, is it Santa? Here. But it's really cool. I can pause recordings on videos now. Anyway. There we go. I know I can see it very well. See this? Here. There we go. No, that's too bright. I always forget that happens every year. What are the odds of live stream twice, bro? In between 3 years. Y'all see this? They're still out there? Yo, I can hear sounds back there still. Santa, give me presents, bro. Hey, I'm waving at you. Can you see me? Hello, I'm waving at you. We're gonna train outside. By the way, just ignore that message. My friend, my friend's in an image, and I think Well, my friends get really mad at it. Just, I guess they're just messing with each other, though.
I'm waving at you. Can you see me?
Yeah, that's Santa right there. If y'all can't see,
Hello, I'm waving at you.
he didn't wave. He didn't wave back. How dare
Waving
him?
at you. Can you see me?
He better give me presents this year. There he is.
Hello, I'm waving.
There's Santa though. About to see me again. 3, 2, 1. Oh, 1, 1. Oh boy. Uh-oh. What the Sigma? Sorry, I know I'm at right now. Anyways. Yeah. What did they send, bro? What my friend do to his tire, bro? Oh, that's what they sent earlier. Okay, they're just saying something. So, bro's making fun of his tire, and then he's like, "Get yourself, man." Anyways, let's do this. Let's go over the rest of this freaking thing. Bowl projections. This is in a Google Doc. You're welcome. Anyways, yeah. In Missouri though, I cover Missouri. Yeah, they still get some wins this year. But yeah. TCU on the other hand, kind of a bounce back year after they had a rough season last year after they made the national championship. I mean, yeah, they got smacked in the national championship, but still, they had an 8-4 season. That ain't bad, especially since they had a losing record. They weren't even bowl eligible the season before, but they come back and I think they'll end up in the Liberty Bowl. I mean, either here, maybe the Texas Bowl. I started seeing some projection put them in the Armed Forces Bowl. Like, how's that supposed to make any sense, bro? Think about it. You're giving TCU a home game. I guess they did it with Memphis and Liberty Bowl last year, which doesn't make any sense. But what do I know? So I think TCU will end up playing Missouri in the bowl game. I mean, they're pretty good. They're pretty good this season. I mean, they beat. I mean, I don't know. They didn't. I mean, they're. I don't know. Their worst loss comes against SMU, I guess, but like they didn't really play any ranked opponents all year. I mean, they played like Missouri, like not Missouri, Utah. And, who else? Utah and Arizona, Oklahoma State, but like if everyone thought would be good, but they weren't. But yeah, but they're still a little competitive to start, but then like all the teams they play kind of suck. But yeah, but definitely been had a big streak to end the season, like in the early season. Had a lot of wins lately, so TCU might make some noise in this bowl game. We'll see. Especially like Missouri, they're very vulnerable. Feels like, but yeah. Moving on. Speaking of that bowl game at TCU's University, West Virginia versus Navy having an Armed Forces Bowl. West Virginia, that actually had to win the Big 12, I believe. But like, and they're okay. I mean, they're better than Utah, but like West Virginia, they're okay this year. I mean, they went 6-6. They're kind of mid. I think, but they still made. Oh my god! Hold on one second. I mean, I'm canceling my mom, bro. I gotta take this call. Give me 1 second. Here, I'll mute. What the frick? Let me give me back. Look. I'll be back. I gotta get to the porch. But my finger's bleeding again. So yeah, my finger's bleeding. So funny but not really funny story. I was cleaning a knife in culinary because we were chopping things, and I freaking got. I was like washing the sponge, and I barely got the knife with my ring finger, and it really hurt. And now it's bleeding. And like, oh, cut open a wound. I don't want to show y'all like too deep because it disgusts some of y'all. Plus, it might be YouTube guidelines. But basically, I'm bleeding. So yeah, oh, it's really hurting. I gotta get a band-aid for this. I'm actually have to call my mom. But hold on one second. It's really hurting. I need to cover it. So sorry it's taking so long, but I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Who are you? I'm kidding. I'm back. I might actually pick my face on accident. I'll be on my live stream. But I think because I have blood on my face too, which is weird. Yeah. Anyways, let's do this. West Virginia though. I mean, I think this is the bet we're gonna end up in. Seems like to make the most sense. Navy, on the other hand, Navy had a really good season going. I know they lost a few games at the end. Like it's Navy against Notre Dame, Rice, and I think they might have lost to someone else too. What's their record? 9-3, I think. 9-3. 8-3. Yeah, because still have to play Army Navy, but yeah. But Navy though, they had a good season. But I think they'll get, and I think they will still get to play a Power 5 school, a Power 4. I'm sorry, a Power 4 team. Yeah. Sorry, I have to put the live stream back. Ugh, my phone. Moving on. The Birmingham Bowl. Yeah. Arkansas versus Virginia Tech. Or is our OU here? I switched them up. Arkansas and the other bowl game. Or not in the, yeah, another bowl game. Arkansas though, they're okay this season. They beat Tennessee. That was probably the biggest win all year. But they had a solid season. They had some solid wins, but they're okay this year. I mean, they had a close game against Texas A&M. Yeah, I mean they got crushed by like LSU and some and Ole Miss didn't score 63, but they still went 6-6. I mean, it's better than last year. It's improvement. I mean, it's not great. Obviously, it's not that good, but it's definitely improvement from last year. Maybe they'll improve more and more as the years go on. Oh my god, I'm getting another. Let's call me again. It's okay. I'll be back. Can never get this video going. I'll be another package off the porch. This time from Amazon. I'll be back. I'm back. Everyone's just coming to our house all of a sudden. Anyways, all the packages. Anyways, Arkansas though they made okay, and that's definitely improvements. Yeah, for Arkansas. Virginia Tech on the other hand, I mean, they're okay. They're kind of a little disappointed. I thought they'd be like 8-4, but like, I mean, Pat McAfee hadn't win the ACC, but Tech though, I mean, they're all right. They had a loss against Vandy to start the season, but then I mean, they lost like half their games, which is going to be eligible to beat Virginia, which got to be in the bowl games. Yeah, Virginia Tech though, a little disappointment, a little bit of a disappointment season, but they still been eligible. So, but there's that. I think that'll be the Birmingham Bowl. 60 Adventures Bowl, Western Michigan versus Coastal Carolina. Western Michigan did okay this season. I mean, they're 6-6, I believe. And Coastal Carolina, on the other hand, they're okay too. They're 6-6. So I think these are both like pretty. I think these are pretty good matches for both. I think also kind of lose to Jacksonville State. I thought it might have been the first game they actually played. I don't know, or one of the first games. I don't remember seeing that game. Western Michigan. I remember when Western Michigan made the Cotton Bowl a few years ago against Wisconsin. I was at that game too. Wisconsin beat them though. And Coastal Carolina wasn't FCS not that long ago. Yeah, they beat Jacksonville State in the first game. Yeah. It started and then kind of fell off as the season went. Yeah. Still a bit of a game though. The Great Bowl out of Texas Tech versus Rutgers. Other websites had this too. Texas Tech had the big one against Iowa State. And they had some really close games this year. Like they had like a 1-point loss to TCU or something like that. And then who else? I think they lost to Baylor as well. And they also had that really close game against Abilene Christian. Of all teams, they went to overtime. A really high scoring game. But Texas Tech came away with an 8-4 record, and that's pretty good. Texas Tech though, I mean, I think they're like 7-5 last year. They've improved that. Texas Tech definitely got a lot of potential. I know the wide receiver is transferring, but still, I think we're next. It's I believe one of the wide receivers is transferring. Yeah. Texas Tech, though, they're pretty good this year. Yeah. Rutgers, on the other hand, they started off pretty well, and then they kind of settled in a bit for losing some games, but they won. But they got 175. But I remember Rutgers was horrible a few years ago, but now they're actually okay. Yeah. Yeah, there's that. The game about Sports Bowl, I have Washington versus Ohio. Not Ohio State, Ohio. Washington, I'm not sure. I'm honestly 6-6 where I thought they'd be probably. And they're eligible still. At least it's something. Washington, they're kind of in a bad situation to start the season. Similar to Michigan. They lost on the board, and he went to Bama. Building their players went to the draft, and they went to the Big Ten the same year. Yeah. So it's kind of a rough situation for Washington, but they still came with a 6-6 record, not bad. And they got revenge of Michigan, I guess. Yeah, there's that. Ohio, though, they might win they might may or not win the MAC. We'll see. I forgot who I picked for that game, but yeah. But Ohio, though, they're pretty good this season, so yeah. I think they played Syracuse. Oh, there's that. Kentucky, Hawaii Bowl. This is where I had to deviate a little bit from the tie-ins because there are only 5 eligible Mountain West teams. There's not many Mountain West teams, but still. And that's probably the best group of 5 conference, so Boise and UNLV. Because both the teams can get in the playoffs. There'll only be one of them, though, obviously. Western Kentucky versus UTSA. If UNLV wins, Boise State could get in. I don't think it's going to happen, but still. Western Kentucky, they've been good. They've been good this season. They beat Jacksonville State last week, which they're rematching, by the way. It's USA Championship. I think I said it earlier, but still. Western Kentucky, though, they've been pretty good this season. I know they had that brutal loss against Bama to start, but they've done pretty good this season. UTSA, on the other hand, a lot of people they actually had a good chance in the playoffs at the beginning of the season, remember? But then they went 6-6, so kind of underwhelming, but still. And I think they beat Memphis, but yeah. That's still a start, and then they got on, but still. Yeah. Shout out to UTSA for hosting the UIL state championships every year for marching band and UIL St. Antonio every year. Sorry, the bank enemy coming in. Idaho Potato Bowl. San Jose State versus Toledo. Sorry. San Jose State, they just beat Stanford, and which is pretty crazy. I know Stanford ain't that good. It's not that good, but still. San Jose State, they did okay this year. They did decent this year. They went 7-5. There's that. Toledo, on the other hand, they killed Mississippi State at Mississippi State, which are FTC school, obviously. Mississippi State was terrible this year, but still, pretty big. And Toledo went 7-5, they're fine this year. Some of these MAC teams played really close, or even beat some of these Power 4 teams like NIU. I know Notre Dame's technically on a Power 4 conference, but still, they're Power 4 level. Bowling Green played really close to some of these Power 4 opponents, like Penn State and Texas A&M. Toledo beat the crap out of Mississippi State. So, yeah, here's that. Moving on. Miami, Ohio versus Sam Houston in this game. Miami, Ohio might win the MAC at this point. They could beat Ohio. We'll see. And they've been pretty good this year. They had a slow start. They were really bad to start the season, and they've been really hot lately. Sam Houston, on the other hand, they had a way better season last year. Last year, it was their first year in FBS, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. They were really bad last year, from what I remember. They're pretty good this year. They went 9-3, I believe. Yeah, they're a pretty good season. A much better season than last year. Not be their first ever bowl game, I guess. The Gasparilla of a red hot Florida team versus an ice cold Pitt team. Florida had a really rough going into the season. And then it got really hot at the end of the season. Like they beat LSU, Ole Miss, Florida State. I know anyone could be Florida State, but still. They've been really good lately. And I guess maybe it was a good decision after all to keep Billy Napier. It's kind of weird saying. Pitt, on the other hand, they're sort of undefeated, and they've lost a billion games in a row. They ended up 7-5 still, but still. I'm not that shocked because they had a really uncompetitive schedule to start the season, and they played real fun. And I believe their quarterback got injured too. But yeah. But Pitt, did okay, I guess. But still. Yeah. The Cure Bowl. You have USF versus South Alabama. USF, I mean, they played once again. They played close against Alabama. I know it doesn't show on the scoreboard, but still, I mean, Alabama rallied in the fourth quarter a lot, but still, USF, USF just did all that just to be mid once again this year, but it's okay. I mean, what about now? They're okay this year. Yeah. South Alabama, on the other hand, didn't USF get crushed by Rice? And South Alabama, they beat Louisiana, the best team in that conference. Yeah, but they're okay this season. I mean, they scored 87 on Northwestern State. They played a Texas high school football playoff. Actually, two Texas high school football playoff games there, which is weird because that's not even in Texas. Pretty funny though. Yeah, I know. Of course, they lost to LSU, the Tigers. But that was a cupcake game for LSU. I think I screwed up. Oh. There's that. New Orleans Bowl, I have Jacksonville State versus Louisiana. Is it? Hold up. 1 second. Just double checking. Louisiana's in the Sun Belt. Yeah. Don't forget that conference is division still. Jacksonville State, they had a slow start, but then went all but one of their in-conference games, or they could still win the conference, but and get revenge on the team they lost to. So yeah, they've been pretty good this year, and they just joined FBS not that long ago. Because I remember they beat Florida State years ago, which I think 2021 it was. Yeah. Louisiana, on the other hand, they've been really good this year. They're 10-2. Their 2 losses are coming to South Alabama. I forgot who else. Who else Louisiana lose to? It gives me the freaking Saints logo for Louisiana Raging Cajuns. That's hilarious. Oh, Yahoo Sports will never stop Yahoo Sportsing. Yeah. Well, who's our other loss to? Tulane, yeah. They're both for close games though. There's that. Louisiana's really good. I think they'll end up in the New Orleans Bowl because it's usually a really good group of 5 bowl. Yeah. Next we have the LA Bowl at Cal UNLV. Cal, I mean, they're okay this year. They're all right. They're okay, I guess. Been 6-6 in their first in the ACC. I mean, I guess it could be worse. So they and Florida State won their only wins of the year. They play really close to some opponents, like besides SMU, I guess. But they almost beat Miami, of course, wasn't for some referee stuff. But yeah, there's that. UNLV, on the other hand, I think UNLV deserves to play a better opponent. Nothing against Cal. I just think UNLV deserves to play like Colorado or something. But I mean, still a big deal to end up with a Power 4 team. By the way, Cal does count for a Pac-12 because they're used to the Pac-12, obviously. But UNLV, they've been really good this year. They expect the playoffs if they beat Boise State, but they're really good. They're 2 losses to Boise State, who they get revenge on this weekend, or this Friday, and then they got edged out by Syracuse. Yeah, but who ended up being really good. It's actually a good team. Yeah, but UNLV though, yeah, Syracuse of course are ranked now, but UNLV they're ranked again, but they're really good this year, and maybe they can seek to win the playoffs. You never know. So there's that. Next up, we have JMU versus East Carolina in the Boca Raton Bowl. James Madison, I mean, people thought they'd fall off like crazy. I mean, they went 8-4. That's pretty good this season. Of course, they scored one of their wins comes against North Carolina, where they scored 70 points on them. Yeah, their defense let it score 50, but still, they scored a crap ton on North Carolina. Actually, most points they scored all season in one game. They lost to App State and Marshall in this season, and actually Marshall had a really close matchup. They've been pretty good this season. Yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back. back. I'm sorry. I thought there was another package. But my mom was just opening the opening the packages, unwrapping, I guess. So Jamie did pretty good. East Carolina, on the other hand, I mean, they're all right. They've been all right this season. They had some. I mean, they beat teams like UNT and all that. Yeah, there's that. At the Frisco Bowl, Texas State versus UNT makes sense because they're both Texas teams playing just in a Texas Bowl, not the Texas Bowl, which we'll get to the Texas Bowl in a bit right there. Texas State, I mean, they almost beat Arizona State at the beginning of the year. So there's that, and they've been solid. They've been okay this year. All right, but those San Marcos, what's the mascot? The Bobcats. The San Marcos Bobcats, I guess. Because they're in San Marcos, Texas, which is between Austin and San Antonio. Yeah. But they had some good games this year and all that. So UNT, on the other hand, I mean, they started off really good. Like, I think they were like 5-1 or 5-2 at one point, and then they like fell off like crazy. Like, see, look, they yeah, that's a tough opponents like Memphis, Tulane, and Army, but they should have beat UTSA and East Carolina. But although actually, I think about, I guess they had a tough part of scheduling. They barely beat Temple. I mean, they're not as good as honestly they're hyped to be. I like UT a lot. It's the closest college. I mean, you're like 10 minutes away from my house, but it's like 10 minutes away from my house. I might be actually going to understand this weekend for a basketball game. Yeah, but Mean Green, I think they'll end up in the Frisco Bowl, which is at Toyota Stadium. I actually went to that same for a high school game twice, 2 years ago, and went to one 4 months ago. Moving on, Camellia Bowl or Camellia Bowl. The Buffalo versus me, Marshall. Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bulls. Buffalo, they've been good this season. I mean, they're one of the better MAC teams. I mean, they're aiming for us. That's pretty good. They had some good wins too. Yeah. Sorry, I can't get this freaking thing straight. But yeah, there's that. Washington, on the other hand, they've been really good, especially to end the season. They might win the Sun Belt. They're playing to win it. They're playing. I think it's playing to win it too, but they're playing. Play Louisiana win the Sun Belt. We'll see how that goes. They had a rough start. I mean, they played Virginia Tech and Ohio State to start the season. They lost 2 of their first 3 games. One of them was the FCS team, and then they won 8 of their last 9 games. So yeah, they've been hot lately. So, yeah. Moving on. Oh, here we go. Here's my team. Texas Bluff. LSU playing Baylor. LSU had, of course, the last season opener like they always do. Then they had a 6-game winning streak, including beating teams like Ole Miss and South Carolina, all that. So they had a really good stretch, and then they played well against in the first half, and Marcel came though we couldn't stop them. And then that's what started a three-game losing streak, including being beat by Texas A&M. Absolutely crushed by Bama in our own home, by the way. We haven't lost the game, which we had not lost the game there in a while at that point. And then we lost to Florida, who was red hot, I guess, but still. We actually really did on the phone, but still. LSU, though, I mean, they finished the season strong, beating Vandy and OU to end it, but yeah, they had to. Of course, Bryce Underwood went to Michigan instead because he wants more money apparently. But yeah, he's a traitor. Yeah, but there's that. But Garrett Nussmeier was really good this year. I mean, he was inconsistent times. Like he was a turnover machine at points, but and he went through too many deep balls sometimes against big opponents. But he does a lot, but he did really good this year. A lot of passing yards, and I think when he comes back, or I'm pretty sure he's coming back next year. He comes back next year, I think he's going to win the Heisman, to be honest with you. Because think about it. Burrow in the second year at LSU won the Heisman. Daniels at second year at LSU won the Heisman. Nussmeier, who's really good in the first season, better Joe Burrow's first season and Jay Daniels' first season. He's definitely got a lot of potential. He was actually Heisman candidate at one point earlier in the season, but like Nussmeier, I think he'll be really good next year. I don't think he should go to the draft right now. I don't think he'd be great in the NFL if he went now. I think if you give him one more year, he'll be really good. Yeah, I like Aaron Nussmeier a lot. The high school he went to is actually like 25 minutes away from my house, and you don't know, Isaiah, he used to go there. He went to Ashman. And Aaron Nussmeier's brother, Colt Nussmeier, plays at Marcus, which is a school. Is that Baylor? And I think LSU played Baylor. Baylor had a really bad season last year. I forgot what their record was. I think they lost a group of opponent that year too. Um, yeah, though they came back pretty strong. They came back this year, similar to TCU, I guess. Season to season, I guess. But like Baylor, I mean, they lost they lost 4 of their first 6 games. Ever since their first bye week, they've won every single game since then. Yeah, they haven't been against any ranked opponents, but still, they're pretty good opponents still. Including beating the heck out of Kansas, who played the crap out of the ranked opponents. Is that but plus, if this matchup happened, Dave Aranda, the head coach of Baylor, will be playing LSU, the same team he was actually a defensive coordinator for LSU in 2019, the year they won the national championship. So yeah, coming back to free facing LSU. Obviously, a very different looking LSU, but still, I think LSU better play in this game. I think it makes sense. It would make sense too. Yeah, and there's that. Both had the same record, and yeah, plus that Dave Aranda connection. Yeah. Moving on, the Citrus Bowl. Actually, I saw Baylor got a vote or 1 or 2 votes to be ranked this week from 8 people. So yeah, Citrus Bowl. Bama versus Iowa. So easy. Just funny to look at. Bama, yeah, there's an outside shot to make the playoffs, but like Bama, I know Sandy had a coaching transition. They actually did pretty good still this season. Just first year without Saban. The Boys are a pretty good coach. And their best game they played was against LSU, Missouri. Sorry. There's that, but they lost to Vanderbilt. And they play good against Georgia. Yeah, they almost let them come back again, but still. Of course, they got that dub. And then next week, they lost to freaking Vanderbilt. And then they also lost to Tennessee, who's making the playoffs. They lost to OU all teams. So, yeah, but Bama, they're still pretty good. I know it's not the season they wanted, but still. Just be thankful you're not like Michigan or well, I guess Michigan still be honest. See, they're not like Michigan or Washington where they didn't do that good. They did okay, but like not great. They still did pretty good this season. On the other hand, their offense has definitely improved. They're 8-4. I mean, they're ranked to start, and then they lost to Iowa State. There's that. Yeah, but they beat Nebraska in not crazy fashion. I mean, the worst game they played all year was against Ohio State, but yeah, there's that. I mean, they've had some good offensive games, honestly. Yeah, Iowa's definitely improved this year. So yeah, there's that. Moving on, the Sun Bowl. I think Washington State and Duke will play this game. Washington State, they had a really good season going. The only loss in boys, they didn't really fall off at the end, losing to New Mexico, losing the Pac-12 to Oregon State, and they lost to Wyoming, who lost an FCS team to start the year, I believe. There's that. Duke on the but Washington State's had a pretty good season considering the circumstances. And Duke on the other hand, Duke went 9-3. I mean, they're one of the more weird 9-3 teams, similar to Missouri, I guess. But like, they had a better record last year. They're not as flashy this year, but still, Duke did pretty good this year. I mean, considering the circumstances, they lost Mike Elko, I believe, was their coach. They went to A&M, of course, yeah, but Duke did pretty good this season. So, yeah, it's also considering their basketball school. And one of the other basketball schools, UK, or sorry, I'm trying to think Kentucky. Kentucky didn't do so good this year. So yeah, we're on. Ole Miss and Illinois in the Rye Bowl. Ole Miss, yeah, they had a chance to make the playoffs, but suck it. Should I say STDB or STTDB? I'm not gonna say the actual phrase out loud, but still. Ole Miss, though, it's still a good season. And a little disappointing at the end, obviously, but like They lost to Kentucky, given their only conference win of the year. Like Kentucky just doesn't against big opponents, even if they still usually lose against big opponents. Although they didn't do very good against Louisville. And then Ole Miss lost in overtime, of course, to LSU, and they pretty much led that whole game. Go Tigers. And they also lost to Florida, who was red hot. So yeah, Ole Miss though falls short of the playoffs, but hey, could be worse, I guess. And yeah, plus some Lane Kiffin's a takes his team to pretty good places, but like some of his decisions are kind of weird sometimes. Let's be real. And not Duke, in Illinois, on the other hand, they're pretty good. I mean, they're ranked. I mean, they were. I know some of their wins. I know, like, what is it? The 3 losses were like they got crushed by Oregon, of course, and then they also lost to Minnesota, Penn State. I guess Penn State wasn't too much of a blow. It was 2 scores, but still, and they also deserve Minnesota. I like a score, but they usually score 38. They scored 38 points a game the last 3 games, literally 38, 38, 38. And it's Michigan State, Rutgers, and Northwestern scored the same exact amount of points. But they beat some. The best one they probably beat all season was probably Nebraska and Kansas. I don't know. I actually guess Michigan, but yeah. They're weird. They're kind of a fluky team sometimes, but they're kind of a fluky team. Let's be real. I mean, they're still pretty good. And they let Purdue score 49. They almost lost to Purdue, who only have one win all year. It's an FCS team, by the way. But there's that. But Illinois, they're still pretty good. Music City Bowl out A&M in Minnesota playing. A&M, I mean, and they had a chance to make the SEC championship, and now they're not even ranked. They went from almost making the SEC championship to not even ranked. I mean, yeah, if they didn't lose to Auburn, they'd be in better shape, but still. But A&M, they had a pretty good season, considering it's their first year without Jimbo. They fired him. I mean, they went 8-4 as a preview from last season, I believe. Mike Elko's collision would impact. Yeah, he lost their last 2 games, but still. And still a pretty good season. What else? A&M, I mean. Shoot. A&M. And their best win probably comes against LSU this year. I know I say that a lot, but still. I mean, they had that Notre Dame game they lost, of course. And there's Notre Dame, Texas, Auburn, and South Carolina. They lost too. They're leading the SEC at one point, and then they lost a few games. But yeah, they're still pretty good this season. Minnesota, it's improvement from last year, but they were 5-7 last year. They still got a bowl game though, because the weird, like I don't know, the weird score thingy where like you ever get enough education score, I don't know, something like that. There's that score, you got it. Anyways, Minnesota, they're pretty good. I mean, they're okay. They're at, yeah, they're 7-5. I mean, LSU could be in bowl game with them. I saw. I mean, their best win comes against who? Minnesota Gophers. Oh, the Golden Gophers. Okay. They beat. Oh, fudge. They beat Wisconsin 24-7. Hey, we beat Wisconsin 24-7. Yeah. They lost to Wisconsin start season, but then they shut out 2 opponents in a row, being Rhode Island and Nevada. And their best win probably this year comes against USC. Actually, no, they beat Illinois. Sorry, and they almost beat Penn State. So they've had some close games this year. Like Rutgers was the Rutgers losses by 1 score. Michigan lost by 1 score. The Penn State game was by 1 point, and North Carolina was by 2 points. Theoretically, they could be an 11-1 team right now. They turned those into wins, but still, Minnesota's got potential. Yeah, there's that. I think this makes for a good Music City Bowl. That's long as you get the Independence Bowl. How to deviate once again. Tulane versus Georgia Southern. I could not find another Pac-12 opponent. So Tulane. I mean, they had a chance. I mean, they had some. Their 3 losses were pretty close. I mean, well, actually, I don't know about the one OU. OU. I don't know about the one against OU, but yeah, but I say Kansas State a pretty close match, and they lost to Memphis last week. Yeah, I chance to make the playoffs until I lost to Memphis, but they're still making the AAC championship, and they had to go to Navy, but still they had to go, or not Navy, Army. Sorry, they had to go to Army. Yeah, but Tulane though, they're pretty good this season. I mean, of course, remember, like I said earlier, I see when they won the Cap. I got to go to the Cap Bowl where they beat USC. That was pretty legendary. Georgia Southern, I mean, they're okay this season. And Tulane, I think Tulane could honestly play a Power 5 team, Power 4 team still, but like I think Georgia Southern, I think this is the bowl game can find these two teams in, I guess. But Georgia Southern, they're solid this year, I guess. They're 8-4. They're pretty good. One of the better teams in the conference. Yeah, there's that. Anyways, thank you for watching. Those are all my bowl projections. Now I gotta go shower because yeah, there's that. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe. Have a nice day. Goodbye. See you next one. Peace. Let me know if I'm in an error. What y'all copy. Let me know y'all's bowl projections. Y'all agree or disagree with mine. I think mine's a complete baloney, like Skip Bayless would say. Go watch that video where I did push every time he said that. And it's my turn whenever he said that too. Yeah. There's that. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. Peace out, gang. Bye-bye.